Hello everybody, it's Nate here from Preparation 101, and today, well, as you've already seen from the title, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my bushcraft kit setup right now that I've got for wintertime. I actually have this pack set up for if I were to be camping out right now today. The pack is a little bit overloaded. I have some extra things in here that I would probably, pull out because they're kind of duplicate items, but I just wanted to show you guys everything that you could kind of expect to see from me this season. So there's a few extras in here that won't be in here if I actually go on a camp out, so that will be cutting down the weight and everything. But before we get into the pack, I've got to start with what I carry on my person, my clothing, what's in the pockets of my clothing. So loosen that up. Set this down over here. Alrighty, so let's start with what I have in my coat pockets. Start on the inside right here. I put my car keys, and there is actually a nice little piece of kit that I keep on my car keys. I've got this little O-light flashlight right here. Screw the top. It's pretty bright, but that's just something that will always be on me, is that extra little light. Now in the outer pockets, right here, always handy, keep a pair of leather gloves. Just plain old cowhide leather gloves, no insulation. I have greased them up so they're very nice and soft. Even if they get wet, they stay fairly soft. If they do get hard after getting wet and they dry, just rub a little more grease in your gloves and you don't have to buy another pair. So that's just something I always keep handy for when I'm going to be working with wood, whether it's shelter building fire, or grabbing rocks for my fire ring. Just protecting my hands is always nice. Now on the other side here, I keep a snack. Just in case. I do have a beef stick in there. I actually forgot I had that in there until just now, but you never know when you're walking and you get hungry. You might want to have something really easy to grab. Something else that you'll actually see I'm pretty redundant on is a lighter. I always have a lighter handy. It's fun using all the other methods of fire starting. It's really fun to practice them. Using those methods does make your skills better for sure. Learning how to light something with just a little spark requires a lot more processing and finding the right materials to get it to work. So when you get that down, it really makes using a lighter much easier. So that does it for what is in my coat right now. So on my belt, on this side, I have got a Vortex monocular. Something I don't always carry, but something that I will carry if I plan on hiking into some new regions. That way I can, kind of scout for cool things to go look at up close. On the other side, of course, the Essie JG5, my bushcraft knife of choice. Now when it comes to my pockets, on one side I keep my ferro rod. I like to keep my ferro rod and my knife together so they can be used together. And then on this side here, I have got my Leatherman multi-tool. It has a nice folding locking blade there, as well as the main reason you want a multi-tool is these pliers. They can come in really handy for lots of different things. And as well, in this pocket, I always keep a lighter. Now I do prefer to carry brightly colored lighters, but I've got so many scattered around, I just grab whatever one's sitting out and put it in a pocket before I go. So now it's time to get in to what you all came to see. So this is the Eagle Industries Becker Patrol Pack, and I've had this pack for a very, very long time, like probably getting close probably getting close to 20 years that I've had this backpack here. And I used to use it as my main pack. I'm sure if you guys go back and look at some of the very first Preparation 101 videos, you'll see me using this exact pack here. But I stopped using it a little over a year ago because I wanted to downsize my kit. I was just carrying too many things that I wasn't actually using, and it was just too heavy of a kit for longer hikes and whatnot. So I forced myself to get a smaller backpack and only use what I could fit inside of that backpack for different trips. And now that I've gotten used to that, I thought I would set this bad boy up right here again. And I like the way it's set up. So before I start breaking down everything, I do need to pull one thing out. This is a Thermarest seat pad, which I'm going to use to put under my knees because the ground is a little damp. Nice and toasty right there. Okay, so as you guys can probably see around the exterior of the pack, there is 6 pouches. The ones on the flap right here, and these going around the edge. So we'll go through all of those pockets before we go through the interior of the pack. But first, we have some other exterior items, like here on the bottom. This is a Arcturus heavy-duty space blanket tarp. Inside, it has the reflective material, and then the outside is camel. Rolled up inside of this, I have my wool blankets, and so this is like the basic part of my sleep system for, I'd say, cold weather. So I did make a video of that. I'll put a link up here and in the description, since the ones up here don't show up on every device. So now, I'm actually going to spin this. I want to start with the belt straps. So on my left side, I always have my canteen. And we'll go with the extras I carry in this pouch. I have my bug spray, which really I don't need this time of year, so it's something I could probably pull out of there for now. On the other side, I keep my salt and pepper shaker. I always like to add a little bit of salt and pepper to my food. And now in the main pocket here, this is the Pathfinder canteen. I believe it's 39 ounces, correct me if I'm wrong. And then inside of the pouch I have the whole cook set that comes with that canteen. Which has had a lot of use and is holding up very well. Here is the cup. The bottom, I have the lid for the cup. And I also have the little stove stand right here that comes with it. Before I forget about it, on my shoulder strap, I do keep another little flashlight just to have handy, because, you know, if you start out really early in the morning and you get your pack on, start walking, and then you forget to take your better flashlight out of your pack, I got one handy just in case. Or, you know, if you come back to camp late, there's always one handy. So on my right side, I've got this dump pouch right here. I've just got some random things. I have a piece of fat wood rolled up in some leather to collect shavings on top of. My fire tin. Inside the fire tin, I do have a steel striker for flint and steel. I do have a piece of flint, some jute twine, cotton, pencil sharpener, just a regular old basic fire kit right there. An extra light, solar powered light, the hybrid light. Now you can turn it on as a regular flashlight. It has 2 different brightness settings. Or you can pull it apart and use it as a lantern. It also has a strobe setting if you hold the button down. Solar power, rechargeable. You can even charge USB devices off of it. Now this is just an extra light I carry for filming. I want to do a little bit more filming whenever it's low light conditions, you know, around camp and stuff, and that's always been something hard for me to do. So something like this should really help get a little bit of light on the shots that I'm trying to get. I have my Brunton compass. Another lighter. A little bit of paracord. Some extra batteries for my headlamp, just rolled up in some black electrical tape to keep them all together right there. And I have my knife sharpener, fine and ultra fine, just for touching up the edges of anything that might get used a lot while I'm out on a trip. So right here you can see this thing sticking out right in front of you, so I'll just go ahead and go over that real quickly. This is my Husqvarna hatchet. Now this is actually a very new piece of kit, something that I have not had a chance to test out yet, but I've heard it's really nice, and especially for its price, it can't be beat. So I look forward to getting to use this. And this is something that I will kind of alternate between this and my Gransfors Brook small forest axe. Scandinavian forest axe, actually. Depending on the type of trip I'm doing, how much wood processing I plan on doing. If it's just gathering up firewood, then I'll probably use this to split down some kindling. And I've got my Agawa Canyon Boreal 21 folding saw right here. So I'm going to do this just kind of like one pocket at a time, just to make it easier on myself for putting everything away and keeping stuff organized the way I had it. So first, there's kind of a little hidden pocket. I guess it'd be like a map pocket right here. I just keep some extra little bungee cords, just because that's what I have in there. I don't really have any real reason. So this side, this is head, this is hands. You'll see what I mean. Headlamp. Black diamond headlamp. Very nice, very bright. A balaclava. An extra tube scarf. I usually have one on my neck, as I do now. A mosquito net. And for just in case, I keep a really bright colored bandana in here, just in case the emergency arises and you need to make yourself a little bit easier to find. So also keep in mind, guys, this is my Bushcraft camp out backpack. This is not just a survival kit. It's not a bug out bag. This is my pack that I actually take to go camping out into the woods when I plan on staying out overnight. So as you're watching this video, if you guys see something that you think is missing, as a lot of people usually do, something that you would like to suggest in the comments that I should carry blank, well, make sure to tell me also what that item should replace. Because in order for me to put something new in the pack, something has to come out of the pack. So think about that one whenever you guys want to give me some suggestions. So in the hands pocket, I have got wool mittens. They're the fingerless fold over style mittens. And that pretty much takes up my hands pocket right now. That's all I have in there. What else is there really for your hands? I've got leather gloves here, and I've got these gloves there. I guess some hand warmers, but I actually have those in my first aid kit, which is very easily accessible. But speaking of first aid kit, I keep that pouch right here. Basically the stuff I would need to take care of any injury to myself, such as cuts, scrapes, hopefully not sprains, but sprains, yes, I do. So I keep like tape, athletic tape, stuff to stop bleeding, things to help clean wounds, just the basic stuff. Also some, pain relievers, some antacids, those sorts of things I keep in my first aid kit, as well as hand warmers like I mentioned. Now in this pocket here, on top, I've got stuff for hygiene purposes right here. And underneath that I keep another water bottle, another Pathfinder bottle right here. I believe this one is 32 ounces. I did actually forget something. Right here I have 2 collapsible dog bowls. Can you move over, please? And you can see why. These just don't take up very much space. And, you know, one for water, one for food kind of thing here. Gotta take care of your little buddies if you bring them out with you. I'll just keep them right there for right now. So moving on, this pocket right here, this is kind of like my survival gear pocket. I have a platypus platter bottle with some extra cordage to hang it from if I need to. This is a 2-liter collapsible bottle that the threads also match up with the Sawyer squeeze filter. Here's the bag for the Sawyer squeeze filter. Here is the actual Sawyer squeeze filter. So now inside of this pocket I have an Altoids tin with a small sewing kit inside just for any sort of repairs I might have to make to be able to get my stuff out if, you know, I get snagged on something and something breaks. Wrapped up in another bandana, so this is also an extra bandana as well as an item. I have got my Essie stove right here, collapsible stove. If I don't want to stop and make a fire, those tablets do the job. And the last item in this pocket is a very thick, I believe it's 3 mil, 55-gallon drum liner right here. Just in case, you know. Like I said, this is kind of like my little survival gear pocket. So moving on to the next pocket over, this is another one, or this is one that is a little bit overloaded, just because I wanted to show you guys some of the different snacks that I like to bring. Trail mix, nuts and dried berries. This is something you can actually get at the dollar store. The real dollar store, the one where everything's only $1. Another dollar store treat, tuna salad with crackers. Now this is loaded up with like more stuff than I actually bring at once, unless I was going to be going out for like 3 or 4 days. MRE cheese spread. These you can get in, I believe it's 3 packs for $1 at the dollar store. There's Jif chocolate silk and Jif creamy peanut butter. I've got my silverware, and of course I got some Cholula hot sauce right here just to add a little bit of extra flavor to food. You know, you've got to make sure you enjoy what you're eating when you're out here. So now, hey, move over please. The last outer pocket right here on this side, this is kind of my cooking kit. Now on top, I've got this little tin. It's kind of my food accessory container. I've got salts, coffee mixes, can openers, a little bottle of Tabasco. I think I have some tea in there. Just the little like food accessories right there. And inside the pouch, I've got my Stanley cook set, which I made. These don't come with a pot hanger, so I made my own pot hanger, just folding a coat hanger around. Now inside, I do have hot chocolate, coffee, and one of the drinking cups that comes with this set, because these cups keep your hot drinks hot for quite a while, a lot longer than if you're just in a single-walled metal cup. Alright guys, it is time for the main compartment now. So on the top I have some freeze-dried food, And I also have a homemade MRE. Now this is quite a bit heavier than bringing a couple of these freeze-dried meals, but depending on the trip, I like to mix it up. Now this little MRE that I made is designed to just be food for a single overnight trip. Or I could replace it with a couple of these if I needed to save space. Also, to go on with the snacks, something to put that peanut butter and cheese spread on, I've got this container with the Sailor Bay Pilot Bread crackers. And these are just some big old thick crackers right there, very filling. It's just kind of a great way to keep your energy up. Now inside here, I also have a little hygiene kit. I'm not going to pull everything out. Now, a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a bar of soap. Keeping clean and not smelling bad is important. So I have a pocket over here with extra cordage. I guess you can't really see on this background. I've got a couple hanks of paracord rolled up. Now, something that is just in here for this video, but it will only be in the kit if I'm planning on doing my own like catch and cook type food. I have the Pendleton, or the Cold Steel Pendleton Light Hunter knife right here for processing my food down, so I'm not having to use my dirty knife to process my food if I don't want to. As well as another extra item that will only be used on certain trips is my Baco Laplander folding saw. No sense in carrying two folding saws. So now we're going to kind of get into my sleeping gear right here, sleeping and shelter. So I have a nice fleece balaclava that I sleep in when it's really cold outside. It just keeps my nose and cheeks warm. Also, I have this for when I'm making videos. In this pouch, I have got a power bank, a rechargeable flashlight that also doubles as a power bank, and if I can find the right side, I have got a cable that's adjustable to 3 different types of outlets for phones and cameras and different devices. Alrighty guys, so in here, I'm not going to take everything out of the pouches and blow them up right now, but I have got my Snug Pack pillow. Now this thing actually blows up pretty big, and it's pretty comfortable. It's got a nice soft coating on it. In this little pouch, I have the Big Agnes pump. I cannot remember what they call that pump, but it's one of those you catch the air in it and roll it down to fill up your air mattress with. And as you've seen in my sleep system kit, I do have a Big Agnes air mattress in here. So now I did load this with an extra set of base layer just in case, or just to show what I would be carrying if I was actually camping out. So I have a top, I have socks, and I have bottoms. Very warm stuff for if it's really cold outside. So next is something that's changed from when I did my video on my sleep system. I've swapped out the AquaQuest Defender 8x10 with an AquaQuest Safari 10x10. Now this tarp is bigger than the Defender, of course, but it packs down smaller because it's slightly lighter weight material. So even though I have a bigger tarp, it takes up less space and is lighter to carry. So something that I could do for if I'm going on kind of an extended stay, I could actually strap this to the outside of my pack and open up more room for extra food and things like that if I'm going to be out for like 4 or 5 days at a time. I have got my Snug Pack XL jungle blankets. Now you can see this thing packs down really small. And it's like basically a queen size blanket and kind of like a lightweight comforter once it gets all the air back into it. And people don't really believe me, but this paired with a wool blanket keeps me really warm whenever it's in the teens Fahrenheit out at night. So yeah, it's kind of, I like to sleep with blankets more than a sleeping bag for some reason. I just feel more freedom. It's more comfortable for me. It is a little heavier. I could just carry an ultralight sleeping bag and stay warm in all situations, but you know, I like to be comfortable and do my thing. And the last item in here is my sleeping pad, the Big Agnes Aircore Ultra Insulated. This is the 25-inch wide version because I'm a wide guy. So that does it, everybody. This is my bushcraft kit that I will be using this winter. And like I said, some items will vary from trip to trip. And I did not get a weight on this thing, but I will try to do that before I take it out the next time. So the next video I actually have planned, I think I'm going to show you guys my dog's kit, or rather he wants to share it with you guys, I should say. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on anything coming up in the future. And go ahead and comment your thoughts below if you think that I have too much of something, or if there's something you think I could switch out with another piece of gear that would help me out. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.